Yes, people, welcome to LFC Red Forever channel. So we're going to be talking about, the review of Liverpool versus Everton. The 2-0 win by the mighty Reds. So let's do this, people. Let's do this. Hello, everybody. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily contents. Yes, people. So I'm gonna start with this anyway. I'm gonna start with something I saw yesterday, and I wasn't aware of. It was to do with Pep Guardiola about Steven Gerrard. It was kind of weird, like when I saw this on the TV yesterday, and Pep Guardiola apologizing to Steven Gerrard about a comments he made because of their financial breach they're facing at the moment, Manchester City. So I was just wondering why a top manager like Pep Guardiola is speaking about Steven Gerrard when Steven Gerrard had nothing to do with him. And second of all, he wasn't even the manager of Manchester City when Steven Gerrard slipped over against the Chelsea Football Club in that Premier League run. Back in was a 2013-14 season. It's kind of strange, like a manager like Pep Guardiola, who's a top manager, like speaks about things like this because he's like getting investigated. He's not getting investigated, but it's his club that's getting investigated. So he shows some passion, but Liverpool is always on his mind for some reason. You know what I mean? You're facing Arsenal in the Premier League you know what I mean? In this current moment, why are you mentioning anything to do with Liverpool Football Club? Everybody knows like Steven Gerrard is a legend, Liverpool through and through, born and bred in Liverpool. So why are you taking a dig at Steven Gerrard when you should be concentrating on yourself and your football club? Keep your apologies to yourself. You know what I mean? You already said what you had to say, and it's just weird. You're talking about when you're getting investigated for financial breach, that you're talking about Steven Gerrard and his slip. You know what I mean? Like, what? It's weird. Good luck to whatever you want to do, Mr. Pep Guardiola, and just keep your business to yourself. Just don't mention our players and ex-players and legends at Liverpool Football Club. It's kind of weird in my opinion, people. Why are you mentioning Steven Gerrard? Like, out of all players, you know what I mean? Like, you faced a lot of teams in the Premier League. Why does it have to be someone from your arch rivals? It's just harsh, man, harsh. And everybody always talks about Liverpool Football Club. Why don't you talk about these people that cheat their way to titles and try to defend it at the same time as well? If Pep Guardiola managed someone like Arsenal or someone around that ilk and wins the Premier League, then I'll give you more respect. But when you're spending money like on a regular basis and non-stop financial help when you're in trouble and all that stuff, I don't respect you. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Kenny Dalglish got attacked in 1995, 96 I think it was, when he won the Premier League with Blackburn, when he came from the lower division all the way up with Jack Walker's money. And for years and years they're saying it wasn't Kenny that won it was Jack Walker's money that won it. But not many people say anything about Pep Guardiola. They always defend him. They always say like, oh, he's the best manager in the world. Well, if you have that money, you should be the best manager in the world. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter who you are. If you've got that kind of finance which is unlimited, you should be the best manager in the world. It doesn't matter who you are. Yeah, so yeah, keep your apologies to yourself, man. We don't need Pep Guardiola's apologies anymore. I'm gonna discuss the finance as well today. You know what I mean? Like everybody's talking about the Qataris taking over Man United, and they're not interested in Liverpool Football Club anymore. It's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Because I want our club to be financed. I want us to, to be self-sustained as well. So we discuss that probably later on, and we talk about it much often. So let's start with the Premier League. Sorry I didn't come on yesterday. I apologize. I should have come on, but I had a lot to do. Then I, had to cancel. So yeah, let's go. Yeah, so as we can see, Liverpool won 2-0 against Everton. It was one of those games on Monday that everybody was really afraid of. We was thinking like something dramatic might happen. We was all panicking all over the place, especially with the results we had recently as well. And, we saw a different kind of game from our football club. We saw a team that's committed. We saw a team that's interested in winning finally and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So if we could look at this, Liverpool won by 2-0. Mohamed Salah and Gakpo scored. So if you look at the first goal, let's talk about the first goal. It was a corner for Everton. So basically, it was taken. Tarkowski headed the ball into the post, the right hand side of Alisson. It hit the post, came back out, and McNeil took a shot. It got defended by Gomez, and then he went to Nunes. Nunes passed it on to Salah. Salah passed it back to Nunes. Nunes used his pace down the left-hand side, just ran through everyone, and then passed it across the box towards Salah. Salah tapped it in, and Pickford, T-Rex was somewhere else. He didn't even know where he was, and that was our first goal. What I liked about that first goal, it was like the Liverpool of old, wasn't it? It was like Liverpool of Mane, Salah, and Firmino. It was just like going through and then, non-stop attacking, if you know what I mean. And Gakpo came from nowhere as well, because the ball was actually intended for Gakpo, but it went to Salah instead, and Salah just tapped it in. I was happy with that, people. Like, it's just, it reminded me of the old days, and the way we was like playing in this game. It was something refreshing, if you know what I mean. Instead of like playing the same old Liverpool that struggles in certain games, and we have to find a way to get a goal, if you know what I mean. Because if the other team score first, we're the ones who have to like open up and get a goal back, and then it opens up the whole pitch, and the other team starts scoring goals. So let me get to the comments. I think it's John Conway. Big up John, man. He's always helping out in here. Big up John, man. Thank you for coming on, man. Big up for these says. Much appreciated. Please, people, if you're actually on the comments, just get in there and say, have your say. No problem, man. It's all about love here, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So yeah, so as we can see, Liverpool won by 2-1. What I liked about this game is that look at the shots. Look at the shots from Liverpool. 15 shots in the whole game. 6 on target, of course. It's not going to be always, on target, etc. But that's what I like about the way we played this game. Like, it was constant pressure on Everton, and Everton, don't forget, who did they beat? Arsenal in the Premier League in the previous game, and they're up for the game. Sean Dyche, negative football. They were going to come and park the bus, etc. But we found a way out of that, and we scored 2 goals after that. So if you look at the possession, Liverpool 60%. Like, we haven't been in double figures for a while, and that's good. Like 60% to 40%. Passes, look at 585. Not bad. And pass accuracy 86%. So it's not bad. Look, we're improving, people. We're improving. It's not as bad as people think it is anymore. We're getting back up there. What I like about us as well, a lot of players are returning at the same time, especially for that Real Madrid game in the Champions League, and we're going to see where we're going to go from there as well. I might be speaking too fast, but that's the way I speak. And I like it. I like the way I speak like that. You know what I mean? Especially waking up as well. Yes, Jamie, people, please, if you're a YouTube person, just go and subscribe to Jamie Phillips, man. I remember when he first came on the scene, and now, like, he's hitting the heights that he deserves. Honest to God, people, go and subscribe to Jamie Phillips, man. He's a top bloke. And then you got Ensman TV. He's been on this channel before. Big up, bro. Big up, mate. Big up. Thank you for coming on as well. Please go and subscribe to Ensman, and he does tremendous stuff on his channel. Quiz shows, previews, reviews. He does all live shows basically, and it's so entertaining to watch as well. I'll watch it. When I'm at work at the night shift, I always switch on on and I'll watch his shows as well. Just as Jamie, same as Jamie as well. Like his 12 o'clock shows, it's just entertaining. Whenever I watch him as well. And please go subscribe to these guys. Big up, guys. Big up. He's saying just chilling here. If you want to come on, mates, let me know. I'll send you the link, you know what I mean? I'm going to be in for a little bit, you know what I mean? A little bit longer. We could discuss the game if you want that, bro. Yeah, so as everybody can see, like with the actual possession and everything else, we've been up in this game. And fouls, as you can see, they are slightly ahead of us. Well, a lot ahead of us, sorry. And they're 16 fouls to the 8. At least, like, we're getting yellow cards. We're being more aggressive in the games, and it shows that we're getting back to the old Liverpool that we used to in the past. And it's more, to me, it's more entertaining that way. And the hard-working midfielders that we have in this game showed me that it's not always about technical ability. It can be about players, showing up when you need them to, and covering each other in positions. If you look at the front line as well, you look at Gakpo and Nunes. They kept on swapping Salah, swapping. They just confused the Everton defense. They were all over the place, and you could see Connor Cody basically leaving the ball for Gakpo to tap it in as well. So it shows, like, if you keep confusing teams in midfield and in attack, then you could get your way along the games, because they expect a certain way to play. When they have that certain way of thinking, that's what they basically need to do, like keep thinking about that way. But when you keep confusing them and show them everything else in the game, then it's the way to go, because you could open them up, and the unexpected is the best way of football, you know what I mean? Especially when you're attacking and the other team expects a different outcome. Yeah. So it looked good to me. I really enjoyed it. And let me get back to the messages. Oh, there's so many. Big up Ends from just listening. No worries, bro. Ensman says, finally we got a win, man. So happy, clean sheet. A few of the Mandem got minutes. Yeah, the actual players that got minutes was Jota and who was it? Jota. Who came back from injury? Jota and Van Dijk's come back. And Kanabi Keita came on, and Harvey Elliott came on. So a majority of the players that we need back, especially for the important games that's coming soon, are slowly coming back to where they belong. And I'm happy with that, man, because that's what we need, innit? That's what we need at the end of the day. And you could see the league, like, we moved from 10th to 9th. We still got games in hand on top of us. Liverpool since 1962 have never finished below 8th, people. So this is a foreign place for us, if you know what I mean. And we don't want anything underneath, 8th position. So if we're gonna go for top 4, let's go for it. You know what I mean? We've got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? The fans, 2 days ago was outstanding as well. When the fans play their part, it's the most important thing, innit? It's the most important thing on the pitch, and the players will give you that extra yard when you're actually giving them, like, the high ovation they need on the pitch as well. We have to understand as well, people. Last season we competed for 4 trophies. We won 2. Yes, we nearly won the other 2. It was only 1 game away. These players, it's not like they're here for the lack of trying. At least they tried, you know what I'm saying? And if we give them that actual help when they need it the most, that's the kind of fans we're supposed to be, you know what I mean? And we've got to continue with things like this, man. Don't give up on the players. The players are here for us at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And I really enjoyed that game against Everton. At the end of the day, listen, that's our arch rivals, along with Man United, and we beat them. So let's do this. Let's keep going. Emotional Klopp. Everybody saw him after the game, like when he was doing the fist pump, the 3 fist pumps in the air and all that stuff. He looked so emotional. It was unreal, man. It made me sad, you know what I mean? I had to write about it on my Twitter profile as well. Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool Football Club is one in a match made in heaven, as they say. And if we give up on him, like some people want us to, you know what the worst part of it is? It's rival fans that want us, like, to give up on him. But I say, like, why do we have to listen to people like that? Because majority of the time I see, things that's upsetting and written about Jurgen Klopp is because of rival fans, and we fall for it as Liverpool fans, which we shouldn't be doing because we're different from these people. And like when I was younger, I was talking about Alex Ferguson in a way like I want him out, and he never used to work, but that's what rival fans want. They want Jurgen Klopp out, and we as fans are falling for things like this. We should know better, because we know we got the right man in the helm. We know like he can compete. He already proved it in the last 7 years. And when you got owners like us, it's going to be hard to rebuild the team because we haven't got the finance power to rebuild it at the end of the day. But like I've always said, if we got the manager there and the positions that we need to fill, we already know about in advance, instead of like buying for buying sakes, then we'll be fine when we get those players at the end of the season, in the summertime as well. So yeah, I'm not too worried about our football club. I think we'll be fine. I think we're going to come back slowly when the big players come back as well. And we'll see where we go. James Phillips says, I appreciate that, fella. Much love. Always, JB, man. Always, man. I've always said about you, man. I remember the first time we chat is when I was like going down from YouTube, and as I was watching the YouTube channels, and your one is like always on my mind, man. And I'm glad you got where you want to get to, man. And more, I hope like tenfolds come towards you, bro, because you deserve it, man. So yeah, so Jurgen Klopp, to me, like at the end of the game, I saw his emotional side, and I said, you know what, this guy doesn't deserve all this flack he's getting, because you forget like what it takes out of you as a manager, like when you keep continuing to have a winning team on the pitch, and you have to consistently produce on a regular basis. It takes a lot out of you, man. I've studied sports science, like I've studied it for a year, and there's a lot of physical work in this football, on these football players, and plus managers as well. Top managers like Mourinho, Ferguson, Shankly, Paisley, Dalglish, Klopp, Pep Guardiola. It's a psychological thing, innit? It's not always about the talent on the pitch. Yeah, the talent helps out, but if you can't get through to those players mentally to show them the way they can walk through a wall for you, they understand what you're saying, they haven't got a big head. It takes a lot out of the manager. And if you haven't got that kind of rolling on thing, like what they have in Manchester City, like a player leaves, another one comes in, a player leaves, another one comes in, and especially with our ownership that we got at Liverpool Football Club, it's hard, to convince players to do the same thing again and again and again, especially when you're finishing second to Manchester City by 1 point every time like you compete. So like I said, it takes a lot from this manager to do what he does, and we should appreciate him in a certain way, because it's not easy, people. Like, it's really, really, it's not easy, man. I've done coaching, I've played the game, so I know what it takes out of you to perform in the highest level on a consistent basis in both fronts. And, I told you, like, I've studied sports science when I was a kid. When I finished college, I went to university in Greenwich. I studied it, and it's very, very difficult, sports science, because everything is to do with timing, innit? And it needs positions as well. It's not just like one position, it's each position. Like, you have to time everything you do with them. And it takes a while, man. It takes a lot out of you. So just be mindful, like I've always said, take a moment before you get angry, sit back, think about what the manager's done in the past, and see how we could come through this, instead of just jumping the gun and saying Klopp out and all this stuff. It just doesn't make any sense, people, and it's not right, man. He doesn't deserve it, man. I'm telling you right now. So yeah, what was I? So let's go off to the formation, and I'll show you what happened on the pitch the other day. It was very interesting. I watched a few clips. It reminded me of the days of what's his name, Ronaldo, being on the pitch, and I really enjoyed it in a certain way. It's weird. Like, I like it when Thiago is there. Don't get me wrong. He keeps possession. He passes the ball. He's finesse. You know what I mean? All that stuff. Sometimes he makes mistakes, but he comes out of it with his ability majority of the time. So this is the starting lineup we saw. Yeah, we had. I haven't got Alisson in goal. What's going on? So Alisson was in goal, and then you had Trent as the right back, Matip, Gomez, and Robertson. This was more or less the team that started against Wolverhampton and lost 3-0. Don't forget that at the back. So. what I've enjoyed about them, they didn't actually, like, if you look at, normally we're up here in the game, but this game we was up here. We didn't like do the high line, like make that position, you know, visible for the actual opponents. So Fabinho was just covering this position. What I liked about that as well, people, is what this boy did. This boy did, and Henderson did as well. Because normally we struggle in that position. You know, like when we're up here, and then this place is open. This place is open. Attackers, sorry about that. Attackers thrive on this. They love this because they know these guys can't get back fast enough like they used to anymore. So as soon as this place is open, they go to our goal and they score a goal or put the defense under pressure. But this time, he stayed in that position. He didn't move there. He stayed in his position. And this boy, each time he moved there to get the ball, he went back here to cover him. Or vice versa. Henderson did this and they did this and then did that. So we kept on swapping around the three in the game, which we don't do anymore. Do you remember when Ronaldo used to be there back in the day, people? He used to cover every position and make sure when the opponents come on here, like in this position here, he's always covering. Like he's always coming behind the opponents or just stay in front of them while they were making the run. And as soon as they make the run, he's covering that area. See, this is what we was doing in this game, and it was outstanding. What I liked about Gakpo as well, he was doing the Firmino role. For once, I can see where he's coming from. You know what I mean? Because he's a winger that's converted to a striker. So he was played as a number 9 majority of the games, but against Everton, he was dropping deep. He kept on getting the ball here, turning players with his power and pace, and going through. A lot of people say he hasn't got a pace. But it showed like he has got pace, and he proved a lot of people wrong. Hence why he scored a goal as well. And he could have scored the first one as well, because if Salah missed it, he would have tapped it in. Which is why Pickford came out of the goal, if you know what I mean, people. So if you look at it, these three complemented each other. It was like swapping around. He goes there, he goes there, he goes here. It's like the whole game was like that. And it was entertaining. I really, really enjoyed it, man. I was impressed. The most important thing as well is, people, these two, Robertson and Trent, kept on going forward. They kept on persisting, like, we've got to get the ball in the box. We've got to get the ball in the box. Robertson, I can't believe what he did in this game, people. Honest to God, I was confused. I was thinking, like, has he been drinking something that we don't know of? He kept on attacking. He kept on taking on players. He kept on crossing the ball. Like, it was just a Robertson of old. And I really, really, really enjoyed it. I thought, like, this is what we've been missing. But what angers me the most is we can't keep having these two to create the goals. We need creativity from somewhere else. Because if we rely on them and they get marked out of games, where's the creativity going to come from? It's not going to come from anywhere other than them. So we need to find the other avenues to get the creative side of Liverpool going up as well. We need goals from midfield. Obviously, these are hard-working midfielders. But if we could get something in the summer that could complement that midfield with goals, can you imagine how far we can go in the Champions League and the Premier League? You know what I mean? Because all we rely on is the front three. That's all we rely on goals. It shouldn't be like that. It should be from the midfield as well. Because look who scored the goals the other day. It was the front three. It was like Salah and Gakpo. And Nunes should have scored a goal as well. But listen, for now, we could cope with this. Like them lot being more compact in the game. Just don't leave the gaps. Don't leave the gaps open for other teams to go through and score goals. That's what I don't want. And then we'll just move on from there. Listen, it was really impressive. It was really, really impressive. All we could do is build on that. Newcastle should be our next game in the Premier League. We'll discuss that as we go along. But yeah, that's how I see it. This is the most impressive Liverpool performance I've seen all season. We could talk about that Bournemouth game, that 9-0 game, but I don't want to talk about it because that was in the beginning of the season. But if you look at the all-round since the Man City game, this is the most impressive I thought, because we didn't give, apart from that header Tarkowski had against Liverpool, I didn't see anything else. I honestly didn't see anything else. I thought like majority of our gameplay was just on the counter attack, and we kept them arm's length instead of like letting them go through and score goals, if you know what I mean, people. Yes, sorry. For the Reds is here, Mr. For the Reds, Brian, my partner in crime on here. He comes on a regular. He's going to be doing a show at 3 p.m. Please go down there and watch his stuff. Big up for these. Says thank you, brother. I studied it as well. Oh, sports science. Yeah. It's a difficult thing, bro. It's a difficult thing. Let's be honest, man. You could tell them in your streams as well, bro. It's a difficult thing. Ensman says, drop a like, people, on the way in, and subscribe. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you very much. John Conway says, I hope we can keep this up. Yes, bro. Like, we have to, mate. We've got no choice. And I mean, like I've said in the beginning, what have we got to lose now? Let's just support the team and let's get them through it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the fans, like Klopp said after the game, played their part, and we was outstanding. Honest to God, we was outstanding. In moments like that, I wish I was out there supporting the team and giving them all my support, but it's hard to get tickets nowadays, isn't it? It's hard to get tickets. So we move on anyway. So this is what I thought, obviously, about the formation. We just got to keep going, and injury players are coming back slowly. Diaz should be back soon as well, they said. So come on, people, like, and Arthur. So if everyone's back, I swear we could mount something, man. We could mount a challenge in the Champions League and the Premier League if everybody just get back to the way they played in the past as well. Honest to God, we could mount something, man. We doubted this club before, and we came out of that. Don't forget, people, we came out of that stronger and with lesser players than these ones. Can you imagine with the first team as like what we can do? But yeah, Bajcetic, man, he was outstanding, this game. I was shocked, man. I was shocked because I never thought he would play in this position. You know what I mean? I thought like he's just a defender. Or, you know, he could just play in front of the defence. But he played in this number 8 role. Wow. Don't get me wrong, I love Thiago. But when this kid is coming back and just intercepting, and he loves a tackle, man. He puts his leg where it hurts. And that's the most important thing for a team that's defending, if you know what I mean, people. And that's what he done. I mean, and Henderson, a lot of us have a go at him. But look at what he done. He ran up and down that pitch. He intercepted balls. He closed down the opponents. He makes sure they rush their passes and all that stuff and their clearances. So hence why we attack a lot. You know what I mean? So maybe the rest done him good. And I think with Henderson, what I've noticed about Henderson in previous seasons, especially not last season, the seasons before, like he gets injuries and he's like out for a while, then he comes back fresh, if you know what I mean. But last season he was fit throughout. This season he was fit throughout, and he looked tired, and he doesn't look like the player that we know. But listen, he had a few games rest. He came back. He looked like the Henderson of old, in my opinion, when I watched him the other day. So we just got to keep going. We just got to keep going on with these players, man. And the refresh of the squad, the old players coming back from injury, it's gonna be something special going forward, in my opinion, as well. Yeah. So let's move on to the next thing, which is players. In the game, and he looked Firmino of old. He started coming on and started passing the ball forward, as he always does, dropping deep. Replaced Gakpo, and Van Dijk was on the bench. So we got Diaz coming back after I think he's gonna come back in a few weeks' time, they said. And Arthur is already back in training, so Arthur and Diaz should be back very shortly in the first team. And listen, I'm happy. You know, the big man is back at the back. He's gonna obviously captain the back line in the next 17 games in the Premier League and the Champions League game against Real Madrid. I'm expecting him to play in that one as well. I'm expecting him to play actually in Newcastle as well. The thing with Van Dijk is, like, I think we overplay him. That's why he gets injured a lot now, and we need to just calm down with that. Just see where he goes in the next year or so. You know, I mean, just swap the defense around, man. Why do you have to keep playing the same guy in every game? I know, like, he's the most reliable defender, but Why do you want to? Why do you want to get him injured? Like, he's not a young person anymore. It's gonna take him a while to recover as well. So it's better if we just keep him in cotton wool, like play him in important games, like the games we need him the most, and just rest him for those lesser games, if you know what I mean. Especially Anfield games as well. When you know, like, Anfield is a fortress and we're gonna win the majority of our games at home, why do you have to play your stars all the time? Like, just chill, man. Just let the players come back gradually, man, and let them have a rest as well, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Jota looked sharp when he came on. Obviously, he slipped around a couple of times, but I thought he was outstanding when he came on. He done all right. He'll gradually get back to the Jota that we know eventually as well. Firmino. Like I said earlier, he's back as a number 9 again. I think he could teach Gakpo that role. But for some reason, I think Gakpo is going to play midfield next season, man. I don't know what it is. Something's just telling me. It's his height and power, innit? He could do that powerful runs from midfield, and he's very, very pacey. Can you imagine him in that midfield 3 next season with Bellingham and Fabinho or something like that? I still want Casado in and Ruben Neves, but it ain't going to happen, is it? Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. I think he's going to become an all-round player. So we could use him in other positions as in an emergency purpose. In the future, maybe we could do something like that, and then see where we go from there. Yeah, so yeah, we could see that happening with Gakpo, man. I think he's just working his way in the forward line right now, and then eventually they're gonna drop him deep. Something's telling me that, man. I honestly think that. I honestly think something like that is gonna happen in the near future with Gakpo, man. Midfield, free, powerful runs from the midfield. Why not, man? Why not? Let me get back to the league before I move on. Sorry about that, people. Yes, people, if you're actually watching, just get in the comment section, have your say, and I'll read it out, and we could discuss whatever you want. I'm doing a spontaneous actual stream today, so review. It's a day late, but it's better late than never, innit? It's better late than never. Yeah, let me make the actual screen bigger. So, as we can see, we're 9th in the league. We've got a game in hand, 2 games in hand above us. So if we just, win the Newcastle game, we'll be still a game behind them. So we could actually claw back those points gradually. It's only 9 points, isn't it? And they're only 1 game ahead of us. So if we beat them, and then we get another win. Come on, people! Like, what can we do? That it could actually be minimal with the points ahead of us as well. Like, we could even catch Man United because they're not consistent enough. We've got 2 games in hand on them as well. So if we win our games, the remaining games, we could actually get back into the top 4. Am I expecting it? No. But what we got to lose? What we got to lose now? You know what I mean? We've already given up that position, and the players are coming back. Yeah. We could actually do something, man. We could do something. So, before I go to player ratings, let me get to, everybody's talking about the actual takeover, if it's happening or not. I saw something earlier in Twitter by Alex Miller. He's obviously sports finance journalist, editor for the Mail on Sunday. So, he wrote something like this. From what I can see here, it says QIA, that's Qatari Investment Authority, I think that's how you say it, have moved on from Liverpool to Man United as they couldn't negotiate a majority share with FSG. There are at least 2 Qatari-based parties interested in United. Unclear whether there remains any possible route back to Liverpool for QIA. Am I worried about this? Yes and no. Yes, in a way, like, Man United could move above us into Qatari ownership. No, because we're not in the financial issues at the moment. So, like, we could still find another buyer elsewhere. All Liverpool needs at the end of the day, people, is someone's going to invest. We could still keep that self-sustainability, because if we keep that, it keeps the paperwork in order and everything else in order, if you know what I mean. Financial fair play, paperwork, that the transfers, etc. So if we keep that stuff in order still, and when we need finance from the owner, when we haven't got the money, that's the only thing that worries me, which FSG don't produce. We need something like that in the future. What we struggled with in the past is when the COVID happened, we didn't have no one like investing in the team. You know what I mean? Because they were putting like staff on furlough, and they wasn't willing to get money out of their pocket to invest in the teams, which we need. That's what we need the most. And it's hurtful when you see other clubs, especially clubs that are smaller than us, they're willing to spend during COVID time and we can't. And the last midfielder we bought was Thiago, and that was 4 years ago. Hence why we are on the actual pitch, like on the points as well. Yeah, we've got to improve in that. We need someone coming in that's gonna like invest in the team. If FSG is looking for investors and they're still gonna hold on to the club, that ain't gonna happen. It can't happen. You know what I mean? Because the club needs more than that. And I'm just gutted. If QIA are moving towards Man United, I'm gutted, man, because it's sad in my opinion. It's very, very sad. John Coleman says, I think we can still get top 4. Yeah, 100%, bro. I'm not giving up for it. I'm not giving up now, especially when the players are coming back from injuries as well. I'm not giving up. Alex Miller says a full sale of Liverpool is unlikely. Sources close to the situation maintain. So if FSG are changing their mind and they're staying at Liverpool Football Club, I think we're in trouble, people. I honestly think that, because their motto doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? You could see that other teams in the Premier League, Newcastle, Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. You know, there's so many teams that spending and sell to buy ain't going to work anymore, because we've passed that stage. How can we, in the modern day, still sell to buy when other teams are moving ahead of us in the Premier League? We're freaking ninth, man. And we're following their motto. And it's not working. We're ninth in the league because we're not spending. Oh, man. Sad times. Anyway, people, I'm near the end. So we're going to go to player ratings. Yeah, so we're going to move to player ratings. We're going to start with Ali in goal, of course. I gave him a 7. Didn't do much. Didn't do jack. Didn't do nothing. But that's how I like it, when our goalkeeper doesn't get worked. So I gave him a 7. And there's nothing more I could give him, because he didn't really concede many chances apart from that headed chance from Tarkowski. Other than that, I can't remember anything else, to be fair. So I'll give him a 7. Trent, he obviously set up the Gakpo goal, and he kept on moving forward. He looked like the Trent of old, man. That's what I enjoyed about him in that game, and hopefully he's back on form as well. So yeah, I gave him an 8. And I just hope it just continues, innit? Like, stop listening to the haters and just concentrate on your game. Like, this is what angers me about football nowadays. People look at social medias and all that stuff, and then it affects their game. Why are you looking at social media in the first place? You don't need to look into that. You know what I mean? Just everybody wants to be where you are. So just concentrate on your own game, man. Forget about social media. Just switch it off. Doesn't hurt, man. Doesn't hurt at all. Matip, he was all over the place in the beginning. He got to his own at the end, but I'll give him a 6 because he's making errors, which is unlike him, if you know what I mean, people. I don't know like what's wrong with Matip nowadays. Like, it's not like he's completely inept. He can still do the work, but stop making rash decisions in the pitch, man. Just do your job. That's all I'm asking. Yeah, so I gave him a 6. Gomez, composed, didn't rush anything. Like, he won most of his battles. Normally I worry about Gomez because he doesn't win most of his battles, if you know what I mean, people. And I give him an 8. But with Gomez, it's 1 good game, 5 bad games after that. He needs to be consistent. Like, as a centre back, you got to win your battles. I mean, in the air, on the floor, interceptions, protect the goalkeeper at all times. What I liked about them two the other day, Matip and Gomez, they didn't go too far up, so at the back wasn't like too much of a gap. So yeah, they done their job, man. Let's just be honest, they done their job good, and hopefully they'll improve from here going forward as well. So I give him an 8. Robbo, I give him an 8 because he was constantly going forward as a left back in that game the other day, and he was outstanding in my opinion. That was a Robbo of old. What I liked about him is each time he got the ball, he started taking on players. He wasn't like hesitating and kicking the ball for a throw-in or losing the ball on a consistent basis as well, like he's been doing recently. Yeah, I was really impressed with Robbo. I hope he continues, and this form, like, it's not just a one-off. I hope it's just a consistent one as well. Fabinho, second of the game, started fouling, nearly got a yellow card. His mobility is very, very suspect at times as well, people. He needs to work on his running ability. And even that you don't have pace, be smart with your ability. You know what I mean? If a player, he's going to run. Like, read the game before something happens. You know what I mean? Like, run before the player runs. Block the player when he needs to be blocked. Make a foul before the player goes into goal and scores a goal. It's simple things like that. It's all about timing on the pitch, Fabinho, man. And an experienced player like you should know that. I don't need to tell you that. Yeah, a lot of improving to do with him. Henderson, the closing down merchant, is back. He done everything he could do with his legs. He was running up and down that pitch. He was helping out the attack. He was helping out the defence. The right side of Liverpool Football Club looked like the right side of old. Henderson, Salah and Trent, they look like the partnership is back to normal. They're covering each other, and it looked something of old as well in that position. And Henderson, yeah, he needs to be consistent, but he needs a rest as well. So if we get another player in that position that's similar to him, not Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott is a winger. He hasn't got the legs to run up and down that pitch. I can't imagine him closing down teams. I can't imagine him intercepting balls. I can't imagine him covering Fabinho when he goes up. You know what I mean? I can't imagine Harvey Elliott doing things like that. So we need similar to Henderson, a younger version of him, to cover that position as well. Let's see what John got here. John Conway says 7. Okay. I think he's talking about who was it? Alisson, I think, yeah. Yeah, so if you look at that, I'll give Henderson an 8 for his tenacity, his ambition. The star man, I'll come to the end. Darwin Núñez improving every game he plays. What I like about Darwin Núñez now, like, he's improved his passing ability. He's improved his movement. He's improved his hold-up play. Next is the goals I need from him, and positioning when the ball rebounds in the box and all that stuff. So two more improvements to do, and then we could talk about whatever's left over after that. The kid's outstanding. I wasn't wrong about him. I can see him improving, especially with a manager like Klopp, who did that with Lewandowski at Dortmund, and Aubameyang as well. So, like, you got to take your time with some players. And yes, he cost a lot of money, but there's a lot of potential on top of that as well, people. You got to think about things like this, man. And he's young. I mean, the future looks bright. And the attack the other day, like, the pace is back. It looked like pace and power. Like Salah said about Núñez, he said, I can see this boy scoring a lot of goals in the future. I mean, if someone like Salah, who scores a lot of goals, says that, then we've got to listen, innit? We've got to listen. He can't be wrong. Let's move on to Gakpo. I gave him an 8. Could have been a man of the match, but he's playing in a new position, and he can improve from there, like in other positions as well. I can see Gakpo in the 8th, like I said, in the future. He's not just going to play as a number 11 and number 9. He could, and number 10 as well. He could play it as a number 8. I swear I could see him in that position, man. It's just his powerful runs. It's just his powerful runs from deep line midfield, which I'm looking forward to in the future, if you know what I mean. And if he can cover that position when other players aren't there, the world's his oyster, if you know what I mean, people. Move on to Salah. Scored his goal. Wonderful. But you got to be doing it on a consistent basis. I don't want you just doing it in one game. I want Salah to keep going. Keep going, man. And you get paid that money for a reason. You ask for that money, but show us something different. World-class players don't need excuses to play. Let's be honest. They don't need fans making excuses. Oh, he's got to play out wide in the touchline. That's why he's playing out wide in the touchline. That's why he's not performing as he used to. No, man. That shouldn't be an excuse. You should be playing in any position when they put you there, man. And show us what you're made about, man. You know what I mean? And we know what you're all about. You're a winger, creates goals, and scores goals. That's the type of winger you are. So keep going, man. I don't need to make excuses for you. Fans don't need to make excuses for you. Yeah, so that's what I got for, obviously, the first teamers. And this is what I've done, obviously, for the rest. If you can see at the bottom, you can see this is the player ratings, and the rest I gave 7. So we got like, you got to do enough on the pitch for you to get more than a 7 if you're coming on the top. Let's be honest there. You know what I mean? So let's be honest there. Yeah. So people, this is my review. Ensman says facts, much appreciated, bro. Yeah, I can't lie for players. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if I don't tell the truth and we don't tell the truth within ourselves, you know what I mean? We're only saying fake stuff, which we don't want to do. Yeah, but yeah. That's all I got for you guys. Let me look at the table before I go. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm going to be doing it more of it. Like, just come on the channel, man. I'm not asking for anything more. Subscribe if you're new, and we go from there. I'm not going to beg people to do things. There you go. The table one more time. Arsenal top of the league, Liverpool 9th. Liverpool can get into the top 4, but it just depends on consistency at the end of the day. The teams above us can be got at from Newcastle downwards. Man United, they're doing all right, but I think we could still like get at them if we beat them at Anfield. I think we've got them in the next couple of games. If we beat them, and we'll see where we go from there. So let's look at the fixtures before I go. The remaining fixtures, then we could judge it for ourselves. So Newcastle is the next game. Real Madrid at home is the one after that on Tuesday. Listen, if we beat Real Madrid by 3-0, we've got hope to getting through. You never know. And then we've got Crystal Palace away. Ain't going to be easy. Palace away is always difficult, no matter what stage of the season it is. And then you got Wolverhampton at home, who beat us 3-0 at their ground. And then we've got Man United at home after that. So 2 home games, 1 away, 2 away games. So you can see in the Premier League, 2 away games first, 2 home games after that, and then Bournemouth away. Listen, I could see us getting points. The Newcastle one is difficult, but we just got to control that game like a Champions League game, if you know what I mean. And play like Champions League football. That's what I say. Play like Champions League football and see where we go from there. If we play all attacking and open up games against the likes of Newcastle, that's where they're going to pounce and score their goals. Let's just be honest there. Good chat, Irmina says, thank you, Irmina. Thank you very much. And yeah, that's all I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back very soon, and we're going to do the live watch-alongs again, and we're going to do more chat shows. I think we're going to go back to the 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock mark on a regular basis as well, so please look out for that. Hopefully Ensman can come on there, and Jamie Phillips as well. I'm trying to get them on, innit? They're the big hitters nowadays, so let's try to get them on there as well, man. So yeah, much appreciated for everybody that's been here, and we'll see where we're going to go in the next game, which is Newcastle on Saturday. That game's going to kick off around 5 p.m. or 4:30. It's one of those two anyway. So look out for that game, and we'll see where we go from there. Much appreciated everyone for coming on, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.